They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together ooky, the Addams Family.
I'm starting today with the brows. Now, don't get bogged down on this step. Everybody's are different. They're not the focus of the look, so you can just fill yours in as they are. Morticia's brows are quite arched, whereas mine are kind of straight, so without removing my brows and drawing on new ones to replicate hers, I'm going to alter mine slightly. If you angle the front of your brow downwards a little, and then add some product to the top of the arch, this will give the illusion that your brows are much more arched than they actually are. I began with a dark brown brow pencil and I sketched out the shape of the brows first, and now I'm filling the brows in lightly with a black eyeshadow. Doing it like this, opposed to starting out with the black, means that mistakes are less likely to happen. To further give the illusion of an arched brow, you can go in with a highlighter or a light concealer and apply it under the arch of the brow only. This will place emphasis on that area and it'll give it a nice lift. I'm going to jump to the skin next. Morticia has gorgeous porcelain skin, so I'm using the L'Oreal Blur Cream all over my face, and this is going to fill in any pores and fine lines that I have, and it'll give me somewhat of an even canvas to start out on. Next, I'm dotting a porcelain foundation around my face, and then I'm going to blend it into the skin. Any pale foundation or a white face paint will do. The reason I'm applying foundation now is because I want to let it get to work on the skin while I'm working on the eyes, and then I'll jump back to it. Ting wanted to lend a hand, so you may see him throughout the tutorial. I'm priming the eyes next, and this step isn't essential. Depending on the film, sometimes Morticia's eyeshadow was actually a little patchy, not very opaque, so it's personal preference whether you want to complete this step or not. With the eye makeup, I just drew inspiration from the films. I'm not recreating Morticia's look exactly. Again, depending on the film, sometimes Morticia had black eyeshadow just starting in the crease, and other times it was connected to the lid like I've done here. I'm going for a kind of cut crease look today, and this will be good for those of you with hooded eyes. I'm drawing in a new crease, and this is going to make it look like I have more eyelid space than I actually have. A little precision work today, but I promise it isn't too hard, and I can film a detailed video on how to achieve a cut crease if you like. So I have drawn in a new crease with a dark grey eyeshadow, and now with a lighter grey I'm blending around the edges to give that nice smooth transition between the two shades. With a very light hand I'm taking a black eyeshadow and re-outlining that crease line we've made. Similar concept as the brows, start with a lighter colour and build your way up to the darker colours. You have to be especially careful with a colour like black. It can be very hard to blend out if you apply too much, so just take a small amount on your brush at a time and build up the intensity gradually. I'm happy with the crease, so now I'm dragging some of that black down onto the outer third of the eye, and don't worry if it looks messy at first, we're blending it out now. So I'm using circular motions, and I have a small amount of grey on my brush, and this is going to make the process of softening that black a little easier. I'm adding some sparkle next by applying this shimmery grey eyeshadow all over the lid, and we created a new crease, remember, so you want to apply the shadow up to that point even if it's up past your natural eyelid. We don't want a harsh line between the silver and the black on the outer third of the eye, so to ensure they fade nicely together, I'm applying that dark grey eyeshadow in between them. For the final time, I'm applying my last layer of black eyeshadow. I'm deepening the very outer corner of my eye, and I'm sweeping it again along the crease line to really redefine it. I wanted to kind of change the tone of that grey eyeshadow, so I applied a shimmery white on top of it, and this gave me this gorgeous silvery shade. I'm keeping the liner quite simple. I'm using a liquid eyeliner as usual to line the upper lash line, and then I'm winging it out. However, I'm not doing a very dramatic wing, I'm stopping it just as it meets the crease. For the lower lash line, I'm not doing anything groundbreaking. I'm using an angled brush to apply some of that black eyeshadow all the way along the lower lash line, and then I'm going to smoke out that line with a pencil brush. Morticia's waterline is filled in, so I'm using a gel eyeliner now to fill in my lower waterline, and then I'm closing my eye around the brush and sweeping it back and forth to coat my upper waterline too. Now that the foundation is time to set on the skin, I'm going in with the same concealer I applied under the brow, and I'm putting it onto the areas that I want to add a little more coverage to. Then I'm going to blend the concealer into the skin using this pointed brush. It's a handy one for getting in around the eye area, the nose, and so on. Ting has done a marvellous job at picking me out a great face powder to use. It's the E.L.F HD powder, and this is a white powder, but it won't leave a white cast on the face. However, today I actually want that. I want to really pale out the skin. So I'm using the puff and packing the product onto the skin, and this will set the makeup in place as well. I don't want to add any warmth to the skin, but I do want to sculpt the face as Morticia has quite defined cheekbones, so to contour I'm using that same dark grey eyeshadow that we applied on the eyes. Morticia wears a bold red lip, so I'm going to do that now, and this is the final step. So I'm taking a red lip liner and I'm outlining my lips, not to make them bigger, just to define them a little more, and also to provide a base for our lipstick. Once I've lined my lips, I'm filling them in, and then I'm going to apply a red lipstick to the centre of my bottom lip, and then I'm going to smush my lips together so that it transfers onto the top lip too. Then I'm re-outlining the outer edges of my lips with a darker lip liner, and I'm feathering it inwards towards the red lipstick in the middle of the lips, and then that's it. So I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial. It was so fun to make. And if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in my next video.